Hey friends, can I talk to you about COVID fatigue? What is COVID fatigue? It is one of the surprising reasons that people are catching COVID that no one is talking about. Now, you know about the social distancing, you know about how it's transferred, but what we're not really talking about is what the mindset is of people who are catching COVID and spreading it to loved ones. And so there's this new term called COVID fatigue, which is kind of breaking down what is happening. So someone comes into the hospital, all right, and they'll talk to a psychologist, they'll talk to a social worker, they'll talk to a doctor, and they're starting to document how people are catching COVID. And remember, there are people whose whole job is to figure out how you caught it and who to contact, right? And so what they're finding out is that COVID fatigue is a series of emotions that people are experiencing that are causing them to not go by the guidelines or to let their guard down or just to simply just throw them out the window, or kind of this denial, all right? So I'll go over a couple of them and then tell you about some personal stories that I know without naming names, so that you can identify with the sole reason of keeping you safe. Now, what I'm going to tell you is going to make you uncomfortable. You might see a mistake that you've made. You might see a mistake that your husband or wife, your kids have made, your mom or dad have made. And I want you to be able to heed this, share this with people so that we all can be safe. Now, I do not come to you with the spirit of judgment. There's no point in doing that. I'm here out of love to bring something up to help you to see it so that we all can be safer and we all can live, my friends. All right. So let's talk about emotion number one, boredom. You know, boredom is the devil's playhouse. All right. So people are bored. So people have been sheltered in for too long. And what do? They go looking for entertainment. All right. So here in Atlanta, they're bored. They go to the club. All right. Almost that might be the riskiest place that you can go because they're not following protocols. I can just tell you this with inside information. We know that restaurants are not following protocol. Police are not following up. They're overburdened. Morale is low, and there's a shortage of police officers. So they're not looking at profiles. They're not writing people up. So restaurants are doing and club owners are doing what they want to do, which is pack the house, right? And so you're around all those people breathing. You may come into the club wearing a mask, but when you're drinking, half those people have their mask below their chin. They take them off. Why? Because they get comfortable. Number two, loneliness. So you go out to a restaurant, you go out to the club, you go out and you visit friends. Maybe you have a birthday party or a big event, Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve, New Year's. Who wants to spend those by themselves? And so you invite people over, but what you forget or fail to take into account is that you're inviting everyone they've been around the last 7 to 10 days, all right? And y'all are all coming in a room. Remember, this is asymptomatic, and so they're not requiring people to get COVID tested. Or if you do, you realize that's easier said than done, especially here in Georgia. Usually you have to have an appointment a day or two in advance, even to get the rapid testing, unless you're willing to pay $170 to go to the 24-hour place downtown. I'm glad they're doing it, at least there's an option. So that's why you see a lot of people. For instance, there are a number of people, you ask them how they caught COVID. They caught COVID at a birthday party. They caught COVID going on vacation with girlfriends, all right? They caught COVID Christmas Eve, Christmas, New Year's, a birthday party. They caught it because they were around each other. They caught it because guidelines were not being enforced in the workplace, where some people were wearing it, around their chin and interacting, and people wearing it, and then they eat lunch face to face right in front of each other. It's just sadness, frustration. So anytime you have that, you're going to look for a release. You're going to look for something to do. And something that used to be healthy, exercise, which is pre-existing, now is another risk. If you look at the top 5 places, gyms are there. Why? When you go into the gym, it's random that people wear masks, right? Some gyms, no one wears a mask. And what we can tell you is that we know doing these screenings and talking to people, a lot of people are catching it at the gym and they're not contacting the people that they were working around or working out with. They're embarrassed. They don't want people to know. And so they are not only catching COVID, but then they're going back to the gym because they think there's this myth that once you catch COVID once, you can't catch it again. I can tell you from the number of athletes that I see, that is absolutely false. There are people who are catching it. I see a lot of police officers. I see a lot of firefighters. I see a lot of athletes. And so they're around people every day. A lot of them have caught it twice. They know someone who's caught it twice. And the most times they say the second time is actually worse. All right. So it's like compounded. All right. Now, everyone's body is different. And I know there's this myth. I'm healthy. Freddie Freeman was healthy. That's public knowledge, you know. Freddie Freeman, the MVP of the Major League Baseball, is fit, all right? And then people say, all right, I'm vegan. Okay, all right, healthy. I can tell you from the ER doctors and the nurses and the firefighters and the paramedics and the clients that I see, they're all catching COVID. It's just something that you say to make you feel better. Now, granted, is your immune system healthier? Yes, but there's still people who are going to the hospital that have that. And here's the thing, I think that's a blind spot. Let's say you don't catch it. Let's say you're super healthy, super vegan, and you catch it, but you're asymptomatic. You don't know it. You don't experience the symptoms. You don't even feel the need to get tested, all right? And so you're around other people and you spread it unknowingly because you feel like you're safe. And it's just a blind spot. So just be mindful of that if you are healthy and you're around people and you're in the gym and you're doing these things, mask up around your loved ones because you could be asymptomatic and spread it to them and then end up spreading it to your parents, all right? Yes, but here's something that's interesting. There's also a psychological profile. This is going to be uncomfortable, but I want you to sit back and I want you to get it, all right? Of people who have a rebellious spirit. All right, it's not a judgment. I'm just saying they say, all right, COVID, I'm not worried about COVID. I'm gonna go do me. All right, all right. They went on vacation. They didn't think it through. They didn't think, man, I'm in a house sharing it. You see a lot of people going to Tulum, right? All right, we know the rates of COVID Tulum are sky high, and I don't want you to know that. But you look it up. You look up the rates in the DR. You look up Tulum. You look up Mexico. They're not even advising you to travel there anymore. Why? They want that money. Well, think about it. You've got an Airbnb with your friends. You're comfortable. The same way you're comfortable New Year's Eve. You're comfortable Christmas Eve, Christmas with your family coming. But what you're forgetting is, again, all those people in the house, even though you're comfortable with them, have the ability to give you COVID. And it only takes one person interacting face-to-face. Funerals. That's what's happening at funerals. You get it? And so there's this there's this blind spot of comfort, but there's also this rebelliousness of like, I'm not worried about it. If I get it, I'm going to be all right. And then there's this double rebelliousness. If I get it now, I'm really not going to wear a mask because I can't get it again. But you absolutely can not only get it, but spread it to other people, my friends. All right. So that's COVID fatigue. So be mindful. Be mindful. We're going to have to be disciplined. People who lack self-discipline in other areas of life, they're going to lack self-discipline when it comes to COVID protocols, all right? And I've seen a lot of people who just fatigued or just got caught off guard, and they had that conversation with their neighbor face-to-face that they didn't plan to have. They had the conversation with the lawn care person. They had the conversation with the person that came to fix the plumbing face-to-face. You know, whatever it is, you're just forgetting about it because there's this fatigue and there's this letdown, all right? So let's stay diligent. Stay diligent, especially around your family. If you're going to visit your family, wear a mask. Wear a mask. This is not a political issue. In the hospital, there are Republicans and there are Democrats, and that is a shame that leaders, we have a shortage of talent when it comes to leadership on the local, state, and national level. And I live here in Atlanta, Georgia, so you can take that how you want to take it. We don't have any leadership. You kind of figure it out for yourself to our own demise, all right? So make sure that you're going by the guidelines and you're not letting your guard down. You're keeping your mask up. You're keeping your social distancing. You keep sanitizing, and hopefully we can be out of this with the amount of people that get a vaccine. I know all of you are not going to get it. The good thing is that we don't need everyone to get it. Just according to the research, 75% of the population needs to be vaccinated. And so hopefully we can get to that so that this does not get worse, because as this progresses, people are going to experience more COVID fatigue and it's going to spread. So we need to end this quickly. All right. So I hope that this helps you all. Drop your comments. Take care. God bless.